She took his hand and she led him along that golden beach. Higher and higher and higher they climbed.
Never fight unless you're sure you can win.
They watched the waves tumble over the sand.
All right. 4 strands of rope.
She had all of the skin.
I get kicked out of La Quinta forever.
What do we do with poop?
What is freedom? Are we truly free?
What in the world?
In those Hollywood nights, in those Hollywood hills, she was looking so right in her diamonds and frills.
Go.
What's up, losers? Oh, you know what I mean?
Welcome, dude. Welcome to the planet of the apes, dude.
Sorry in advance, we all took bath salts before the show, so this one might be nonsense.
PCP, yeah, we all got jazzed up on PCP before the pod.
Hell
I'm
yeah.
starting a cult.
Oh, you're starting a
No,
PCP?
not if I start one first.
I am. It's women only. It's called a harem. I'm gonna knock up as many women as I possibly can to see which one produces a fine athlete.
Wow, you're starting a bit of a pig pen.
I was gonna say, me and Zach were talking about doing a harem of hogs.
Oh, harem.
He was like, "What if you do a hog harem and you every morning go out there and slop the hogs?" I was like, if people hear us saying this kind of stuff, they're thinking we're bad people. I think.
Oh man.
That being said, that's Chris Moody down there. That's Cole Watson. This is Zach Howard. I'm TJ Nickerson, but you already knew that if you're watching this. I hope
If you're
okay.
not watching this, not watching this,
You're missing.
yeah.
You don't know.
No, they've gone missing.
Yeah, we
Can't find them.
Yeah.
find a loved one immediately.
Milk carton kids. Find us.
What's up, everybody? Hey, welcome to the
Hey,
Beautiful
hello,
Losers
hey.
podcast. The Outside the Perimeter's most liberal.
Yeah, obviously.
Outside the Perimeter.
Honestly, we're just going to do a lot of somber Cinco de Mayo.
Oh, yeah, Cinco de
support messages.
Mayo.
I know, I'm so mad I didn't bring my fucking sombrero, dude.
We could have brero that.
We're going to ship tonight. I'm going to try to find a place to purchase a brero.
Yeah, Cinco de Mayo is what day, Chris?
The 5th. The 5th.
That's my favorite video.
Play the
is
5th.
The video where the guy's on the street and he's like, it's like, he's in New York City and it's Christmas time. And he's like, all right, what day is Cinco de Mayo? People are like, I knew like in June.
Have you seen the one where they asked this lady? It's like somewhere in Atlanta. Where they like obviously she's not doing all right, but they ask her anyway. They're like, "How many states are there?" And she's like, 2. Carry this 4. Goddamn 47.
To do all of it and get close is crazier than being wrong.
The first time she ever did that math in her life, she's like, you know what? I've never actually added it up. 47.
Dude, it's so funny when people are like cracked out and they're like, "I'm the fucking best."
Oh yeah,
at
there's
math.
that one guy. They asked that you know what I'm talking about. And he's like, there's a guy's like, all right, dude, what's 5 times 5? And the guy's like, I think it's like 13. The guy's like, wow, you nailed it. And he's like, yeah.
That's Beetlejuice from
No,
the...
no, it's a
No,
white
not
guy.
Beetlejuice.
Oh.
And he's like,
This guy's on
like,
meth.
Actually,
Oh,
dude,
shit.
are you a cop? And the guy's like, yeah, I'm a cop. Yeah, I'm actually a cop. I'm a cop.
That's cool.
Dude, there's a bunch of good compilation videos of like crackheads and meth heads on YouTube.
Yeah.
That's really
It's
nice.
sad though. It makes me feel sad.
It is sad, like, cause the Marta lady. You remember the Marta lady? I'm a killer, son.
Not specifically, no, but
Well, it was a big.
What did she say?
She said, "Well, she says." There's a video.
please don't say the N word on the podcast. No, it's in context. Please don't say it.
So they re-subtitle it. She's not actually saying these things, but it sounds like she's saying it. There's this one part where she's like mumbling shit. Salad. But they came out with a video later. She put out a video and was like, "Hey, I was going through a really hard time."
Sure.
And I was like, "Oh, you fucking ruined it." Now I feel bad.
Yeah.
I tell you what, dude. I almost had a run-in with what I assume was one of the unhoused this weekend. Me and the wife, we were just milling about town, walking from one of the coffee shops up to Belk. So you guys know where Belk is in town. And there was a guy, just a young white guy. And anytime, if you see a white guy holding his pants up and walking, this is not a good person. You know what I mean? Like if he's walking and he's hand over his nuts walking.
Oh yeah.
And I've never made eye. I had my wife and my
Was he like shoulder swinging like?
Oh no, he had crazy. This was a crazy person.
Oh, he wasn't wigged out.
He had like crazy eyes.
Oh.
And he walked by me, and I mean just into my soul.
Oh no.
And there was a part of me that was. I mean, he had to have been like this tall. It would have been like if a Crazy Cole. And I was like, dude, how cool would it have been if I got to defend my family against a crazy
A psycho. Depends on how it works out.
It depends on if I win or
It ends
not.
well for you.
But to even be nominated, not a lot of guys get the opportunity to find out what they're made of. And I had it there I saw him coming. It was a long walk up to him. I said, that guy, from a distance, that guy looks crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I think the good thing is that, like, for the most part, people just get into a spot where they're like, oh, I'm this normal ass dude. He doesn't know you're also a weird ass motherfucker.
Right.
He doesn't know you'll swing.
Yeah,
He didn't know I'll rip his dick off with my mouth.
He probably thinks he's breaking you out of your like humdrum suburban life, and he's giving you a little taste of what the real world's like.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, he has no idea the darkness inside of you, dude.
Yeah.
He doesn't know how many concussions you got on your football helmet.
Yeah, that's right, dude. He doesn't know how close to Benoit I really am.
Dude, he's one weird comment away from CTing on somebody.
No, that's right.
Yeah, you hate to see it, man. You hate to see the unhoused. I was reading a book this week.
To see him.
Yeah.
I was reading a book this week about schizophrenia. There's a part about schizophrenia, and the guy makes the point.
It's a pretty good book, but it's a little all over the place.
It's kind of hard to follow.
It's kind of hard to follow. But that's kind of what he was saying. It's this book about Job, and he was like, "Yo, dude, people with schizophrenia, like 500 years ago, we used to put those people in caves." And then the king would go visit them, you know?
What? That's great.
Like ask for a vision.
Yeah. They were oracles.
Yeah, they
and
were
shit.
oracles and
They
shit.
were ordained
So it's
by
like,
God.
It's weird that
Which I think is better.
it's definitely like we were kind of trying to understand it. At least now we're just like, that's a crazy guy. Put him in a house,
Or not.
ever again.
Yeah.
I love it when they're just screaming. Like if you're like at like an outside little shop area, you're like eating, and one's walking by, and they're like, "I'm gonna beat the fuck out of you, dumbass!"
Yeah,
and it's just like who are you
To no one.
To no one.
Probably to himself.
Yeah, to himself.
He's just like walking, just like.
I think we need to make. We need like a high council
cool
of
again.
a high council of schizophrenics that we can consult. Why not,
Dude,
Why
reality
not?
TV show,
Because they're busy.
like set up like some sort of like safe utopia kind of thing, and just elect a schizophrenic guy, and then just do what they say,
Let's see what happens.
and just see what
A
happens.
padded island.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That happened, and they all went to Guyana and they drank Flavor Aid and killed
Oh,
themselves.
hell yeah.
Jonestown.
No, we need to militarize them.
Oh, yeah, I like this idea too.
Dude,
TJ was on that.
Dude, they're gonna be shooting each other.
making them compete.
It's a decoy. You send them into Ukraine, into Russia, into China. They won't know what's happening. It'll confuse them
That's
while
true.
the real troops are actually planning some master plan. But yeah, the schizophrenics will take over, and they really won't know what's going on.
Watch half of them just stop being schizophrenic. They're like,
Oh shit.
Is he fighting against us or himself?
what's happening?
Like, yeah.
How do you predict your enemy when they can't
When they
even
can't even
predict
Yeah,
themselves?
that's right.
I think it would be sick if we just totally 180'd on schizophrenia and we were like,
Put them in high positions.
let's figure out what these guys are up to.
Spiritual authority.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a fun, like, badly written movie take on it, which is that schizophrenia is just the human vessel can only handle so much, and you can get it to a place where it can handle a little more at a time. But it's like somebody
You're talking about a beautiful mind.
Somebody does the wrong drug at the wrong time in their life, and then they get a huge download that their vessel can't handle, and then so it's just pouring out of them like hot lava all the time, and it's like Existence is Pain on 100.
What movie is this?
It's not. I'm
Oh,
saying.
you're saying this was
I'm
what that
saying
would be.
I'm putting a take on it that is trying to come from the understanding that
Sounds like Lucy.
that the old world had. Well, the Lucy is.
What triggers her brilliant mind?
I think it's an experimental drug,
Oh.
but I don't remember.
Sounds a lot like what happened to Sid Barrett.
Right, yeah, exactly. He got a big download and then was like, all I want to do is garden. But he didn't go full. I mean, he did. I think he had a pretty gnarly schizo episode that led him to no longer being in Pink Floyd, which you hate to see because being in Pink Floyd sometimes was probably
Could
pretty
have been
fun.
cool.
Yeah.
It's probably all right.
You guys know about that? I got real heavy.
Not bad. Not a bad
We
gig.
haven't really convened the
The
full
great gig in
council.
the sky,
It's
dude.
good to see Chris Moody.
Good to see you, man.
I've been saving all my best stuff for him being back, but I got real heavy into Pink Floyd these past couple weeks.
When he says stuff, he means cum. He's got a purse full of
I've been
cum.
Got a
coming,
big
coming
purse full
to.
of-
No, you've been not coming. You've been saving it for Chris.
That's right. I've been
The
saving
leather
my
is
semen.
a
2
leather
weeks
satchel.
worth of fucking pudding.
Chris, do you like Pink Floyd?
I love Pink Floyd.
Hell yeah,
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
That's it. I'm letting the people know about Pink Floyd. I don't
Yeah,
even talk
but-
about it.
Yeah.
I just, you know, like I do, man. I just
I just love
spin out.
They're ethereal. Yeah.
I
they're
just got
ethereal.
caught up on one Pink Floyd song, and then all of a sudden I watched like 4 documentaries and a bunch of
Dude.
like
that-
live.
Dude, Zach-
It's just another brick in the wall. Why
Hey.
Hey,
That's right.
You're about to go Grateful Dead and then take the leap all the way to
That's
finish.
it.
We'll never see you
dude,
again.
You can't, dude.
Zach's
don't
just
think
gonna
so.
go.
You can't become a wook
I
or
don't
whatever
think
he's
they're
gonna
called.
wook, dude. I can see you got the wook. You got.
You think
You're
I
half,
might wook
you're
up?
half
Dude,
wook.
he's-
You're half wook right now.
Dude, he's-
Look at you, dude. You're going. You're
Every
going
time
full
anyone
wook.
has ever showed me a Fish song, internally I've been like, I gotta kill myself.
Yeah, I
Just-
cried. Yeah.
As much. I've never really tried to be a Fish fan, but I will say, Grateful Dead is pretty fun to watch.
Yeah, and I don't hate Fish. I'm joking, but it's definitely different because like what I like about the Floyd is at least like we're still doing like some heavy metal, weird, fun rock and roll stuff. Whereas the Grateful Dead, it is just sort of like all right,
Right.
Noodling.
Noodles.
It's just noodling and hanging out and having fun, which is like
But then they come back.
they do. But,
Sometimes.
And when they come back, you're like, where the fuck were you?
but sometimes I don't
How,
want them
did,
to.
how do you do that? Like, it's.
They weave in and out. Yeah.
Dude, they're just.
But by the
Time
time
and
they're
space,
done,
man.
The great weavers.
those noodles are no longer al dente, which I need a little chew to the noodle.
A little bite
Yeah.
to them.
All in all, it's just another
Another break
dick on
in
my
my
balls. You know what I mean?
Hey Jew,
Yeah.
out there on the wall.
You know the hits. You know the hits. Hey Jew, kiss the wailing wall.
We already
Fucking-
did completely come.
I've become completely calm. Yeah, that's fun stuff.
Honey!
I still have
Money.
Yeah, honey.
I said horny. is what I said.
Okay. I still have never done the side by side, or not side by side, the stitched together.
2001.
of- What? No, of Wizard of Oz.
You
Oh,
can do
yeah,
it with
yeah,
2001 too.
really?
I was in. I
sounds
got
cool,
like
too.
about 25 minutes in. Well, pretty much until the scene where the
On acid.
amongst other things.
We got him. Come in, FBI.
And I got scared. I got so scared. I couldn't do it. I was like, dude, we gotta fucking put a kids movie on. This is fucking me up. The Munchkins or whatever they're called when they came in.
Oh, yeah,
And then I
sure.
found I heard the rumor that you could see some
It's
like
not a rumor.
hanging.
That you can.
Oh, right.
There's
One
a-
of that
there's a
one
munchkin that hung
little fella
himself.
Yeah, that is like you can see it in the movie.
wasn't happy. Yeah, that's.
Well, I
pretty
felt
cool.
like I saw it,
An unhappy munchkin.
and I was like, oh, this is not good.
Yeah.
It's
I don't
off
like
in the
that.
distance of one of the shots or
Energy's
whatever.
bad.
Oh,
Let me
Jesus.
peep it. I forgot. Ew, that guy could be
Really?
climbing. He could be climbing that
He
big
could be
tree.
fine. He
And
could be
what-
fine. He
He's
could be
fine.
fine.
What
Even if he
also
is fine in that
it's like
picture,
it's a
okay.
mixture of
He's not okay.
children
He's not okay.
and adults.
And adults, right?
Which also freaked me the fuck out too.
Yeah, for sure.
My friends decided to tell me all of this as it's happening, and I'm just like, whoa.
Huge pupils.
Can
like,
we please?
Oh no!
Can we watch fucking Trolls 2, please?
I need the brave little toaster.
There we go, dude.
Brave little Tolstoy, dude.
There, Fern Gully.
Ferngully will spin you out too. You'll be like, oh no, deforestation. Oh.
Dude, I couldn't even handle Tropic Thunder.
I know that's so funny.
When the scene where what's his face gets it's one of the first things that
the
happened.
fake intestines
Yeah.
and the blown off hands.
And I was just like, oh god.
Oh my god, war is hell, dude. watching like a fake war inside of a fake war movie. It's like,
Well, I forgot
War
what
is
happened at
hell.
the beginning of the movie. I forgot how you got to
All
the
the-
filming of the movie.
yeah.
So like when it was going through all those scenes, introducing all the characters, I was like, it was like the start of a movie, and then the movie would end. That's your first character, and then the next part was another movie. I'm like, whoa.
dude, the fucking Kurt Lazarus Satan's Alley. I stand by it. It's one of the greatest fake commercials of all time. And MTV's best kiss.
MTV Award winner for best kiss.
Toby Maguire. And then the Enigma song. That rules, dude.
I've said it before, but in the DVD commentary, Downey doesn't drop the thing, so he does Osiris the whole time, and to Ben Stiller's like chagrin. Ben Stiller is like, dude,
please stop.
and he's just like, nope. And that part right there, the snake. Look at that snake!
Oh shit!
Oh damn!
The full-blown snake!
It's a big black rat snake.
Oh, nice.
Professor Snake.
Oh
Wow.
Mr. Potter. That's cool, dude.
It's a
That's
sign.
It's cool because it's outside
It's
and
just
not
right
that close
there.
to me.
Yeah.
That's a sign.
It is a sign,
Serpent,
dude.
dude.
Black snake.
That's a good sign.
What were we doing? To
I don't remember, but I'll
Black
think about it.
Pope, son.
Black hopes. Oh, my God.
we getting
Won't you come and wash away
That
the
gives me the fucking
gaze?
God damn, dude, he was fucking hanging and swinging, and then
Yeah, it was a snake.
Did he fall?
no, he's back up.
Oh, he's up.
It was a snake.
Yeah, they're chilling, dude.
He's up
You
and
love
going.
to see a serpent rise.
It was a
He's chilling.
snake, dude.
Chilling hard.
Dude, yeah, but we were talking this morning on
Hold
the
on, let me
phone.
finish what I was saying. So
alright,
Tropic
dude, my
Thunder, let me
bad.
just tie that off
Tie
because
it
we
off.
interrupted it. The snake interrupted it. When he's doing the Tobey Maguire thing, the little fake commercial, Robert Downey Jr., when Robert Downey Jr. screams in the commercial, he screams in the commentary, but he's like, fucking I used to just rewind and listen to him do that over and over and
That's
over again.
awesome.
So sorry, we can now pivot, tie that off. It's just good storytelling.
Tie one off, dude. Yeah, so we're on the phone this morning. He's like,
yeah.
dude, I was looking at another thing, and it's like two of the guys who might
Yeah, this is the highest percentage we've ever had. It's the highest likelihood that there's ever been that there's a black pope
Which-
ever in the history of the world.
Wow, that is interesting.
Dude, it's gonna happen.
I think it would be so cool. So then we sang "Black Pope, Come."
Black Pope,
Okay,
son.
Son, won't you come and wash
Wash
away the gaze?
You think he's gonna bring that back? You don't think he's
I
gonna
don't
be
think
as
so. I think that
as
would be a
kind?
shame.
Yeah.
That would stink, but I mean, these are African black guys.
They are. But it would be
A lot of
cool.
Africa don't play that, dude.
They don't. It would be cool to have a black pope, though. I mean,
Yeah, obviously that rules.
BP, baby.
BP.
I was looking at the last couple of popes, and I was like, we've had in our lifetime, we've had 3 popes, no?
in our lifetime.
Which is like,
It's probably more.
Two for sure.
2, 3, 4.
I mean, yeah, it's probably
Hold
a decent
on.
amount because usually by the time you get to be Pope these days, you're pretty old.
no, but I think there was a pope for a minute. Yeah. Pope John Paul II was pope from 78
okay.
to 2005.
So, yeah.
Nice.
So this is what I'm saying.
Nice.
Just 3.
It is actually weird that we've had so many popes, I guess,
Yeah.
given that, you know,
Benedict the 16th.
they were coming
8
and going.
years.
It depends. But JPJ, he held it down. We had a pope. They had the same pope for
For a
like.
long time. That's
JPJ.
crazy.
Just John Paul II.
Dude, I'm just excited
John Paul
about
Jr.
those new iced out
PJP,
Air
Pope
Force
John Paul.
Ones that the Pope's gonna wear, or some like nice Air Jordans.
Put spinners on the
Yeah,
Pope mobile.
On the
yeah,
Pope
Black
mobile?
Pope. Yeah,
That would be cool.
Why? We need to bring back spinners. I thought that was so cool when I was a kid.
spinners were the shit.
You did look like a guy who was like, oh, nice.
Dude, I saw it every time I would
Yeah.
see something, I'd be like, oh.
It looks like they're
It
going
stopped,
backwards.
and it's still spinning.
I always
They're
hated
still
when
moving.
I was easily abused as a youth.
it tripped me out the first time I saw a car going full speed and the wheels were either doing nothing or going kind of backwards. And I was like, yeah.
It's like when you like just park and then a car starts backing out of their parking spot, and you're like, am I moving?
Oh no!
The first time that happened to me, I literally was just like, oh, on the fucking brakes.
Oh, nice. I thought you were gonna say the gas.
Oh no.
Sorry again to that family and shopping.
Oh God.
At the shopping store. I don't know what the fuck I was gonna say. I was distracted by you looking at pictures of popes.
I want to know who was Pope the longest.
I have a gourd that's painted of John Paul II. It's a gourd that was dried out and hollowed out and painted. And then I gave it to my mom. A gourd.
Like a squash.
Yeah, a squash, yeah.
Was it a large one?
Pope squash. It's probably this big.
Oh,
And then
dang.
I put it in my parents' room and I put it on their dresser so it just looks at them in bed at night. And I still have it.
That's
Freaks
insane.
my mom out.
That rules.
This is crazy. He was the second longest Pope
Yeah.
in our lifetimes.
Yeah.
John Paul, second.
Yeah.
PJP, Pope John Paul,
Pope John
was
Paul.
the second longest reigning Pope behind some Pope who was Pope Pius the fucking 9th.
He was Pope so long somebody
Right? Is
painted
that
him on a
9 or 11?
squash.
Yeah, it's 9.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite popes.
Pope Pius the 9th, dude.
Now I want to. Should we get into gourd art?
Yeah,
I forgot
gourd art's
about
huge.
gourd art, dude.
Turkeys, chickens.
Yeah. Well, we could
all
have like
kinds of stuff.
Jeff Gordon and
Jeff
Al
Gordon.
Gordon.
Yeah.
Al
You know,
What
Gordon.
do you think
Yeah.
anybody's name is Gordon?
Gordon
Yeah.
Ramsay.
Yeah, yeah.
That guy we were just looking at,
Commissioner-
Kyle Gordon.
Yeah,
Oh,
Commissioner
yeah.
Gordon.
From Batman.
Commissioner Gordon.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I think the gourd game is still alive. You just got to get a little further north. I think
Yeah.
if you get a
It's
little
heavy
further
in
north
Maine.
up into not that far
Into
north.
hill country.
I'm just talking about just up in the Appalachian foothills. There's still Gordon up that way.
Appalachian
Yeah.
Southern
I mean,
Maine.
I was over at my mom and dad's house the other day. My mom was talking about some gourds that she had drying out or something. I was like, what are you doing?
Probably making birdhouses
That's
out
exactly
of
what
them.
she was
How
doing.
old were you when you realized loofah came from a plant?
Isn't that that's
The
pretty cool?
second I saw what it was, I said, "What the hell is this?" And somebody said, "This is a loofah." I said, "Where the hell does this come from?" They said, "A plant."
Plant. A
I
plant.
said,
Mystery
you,
over.
you mean to tell me?
Mystery solved, dude.
Damn, I was way older than I should have been.
Cause like I just found it.
Well, there's obviously like synthetic
Yeah,
loofahs too,
there's
but
regular loofahs.
yeah.
What's the one in the ball? That's the loofahs too,
Yeah,
right?
that's loofah. But a lot, like if you buy it at a store, a lot of times it's plastic.
Yeah.
And then that gets into your skin, and then
And then your taint shrinks.
you get small taint.
Tainted.
And then your kids are trans.
Tainted.
All right, I'm curious about this because I don't know. I don't know what Chris has been up to. I know he's dadding about town.
Yes.
Likes sports fine, but it doesn't strike me as a huge nerd. And Cole famously doesn't give a fuck about anything.
That's correct.
Except for Counter-Strike, which is cool.
Hold on.
Pause. Nothing gay happened, dude. Relax.
No, I just wanted that to sink in.
Oh, all right. Hold on.
I care sometimes.
That's true. You're right. It's my bad. I was being a dickhead.
No, I famously do say that, but you've said nothing wrong.
That's right.
But I do care sometimes. I just don't
damn it.
talk about it because it's gay.
And I'm sure it's been talked about ad nauseum. But it's still one of my favorite things from the NFL draft. Shadur Sanders, you know anything about the Shadur Sanders
I do.
thing? Yeah,
Is this recent?
No, what happened?
Yeah. So recently the NFL draft happened. It was like the last weekend in April.
That was
Oh, is this the
Last
guy
week.
who sent did the prank?
Oh, this is all. It's gonna be all.
So he's Deion Sanders' son.
Neon.
And was sort of like mixed,
I've heard a little bit of
mixed
this.
projections of like, there was a lot of hype that he would go in the first round, and then there was a lot of people also talking Snake's back, Serpent's back,
Snake
Plissken,
Snake.
that's his name. And then there were people like, nah, he's gonna slide, whatever. So there's all this speculation. There's always speculation in the NFL draft.
Yep.
So he's got he shows up to the first night of the draft, right? You can attend the draft if you would like to. I'm pretty sure he showed up to the first night, right?
Yeah.
No, he
Or was that
built
home?
he built a custom draft room.
Oh, that's right. Even better.
What?
So
Built a custom room in his home, in his parents' home, where it was full of cool Shadur Sanders stuff, and and was gonna take the call from his cool draft room.
that's
Oh my
that's
God.
even better than showing up. But he's iced out. He's got a custom necklace and the whole thing. And obviously, even if you're not at the draft, they're gonna have a camera set up, like the people
Right.
covering.
Right.
And TJ's right. I mean, there's a
Reaction.
It's 50-50. Like,
There were some people that
some
were like,
people
he's
thought
top
he might
10,
go
or
the
he
top
could be first.
quarterback.
He could be,
Yeah.
whatever.
I mean, he played pretty good. He threw 30 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, something like that, to
Talented kid,
71%.
whatever.
Yeah.
So he's a pretty good guy.
Yeah.
So then in the midst of all, I think he ended up going 4th round, right?
4th round, middle of the 4th round, to the
Browns. To the Browns, yeah, R.I.P., dude. But yeah, the greatest thing to come out, like an hour after that draft night is over, is all these reports. And now more things have come to light. Your Falcons guy,
Jeff Ulbrich.
fine. So the defensive coordinator of the Falcons,
His son
gets a hold of Shedeur Sanders' number, calls him in the middle of the 3rd round. Shedeur Sanders thinks, this is a GM telling me I have a job now. The slide is over, and he just says, hey, Shedeur, wait longer. Which is cold as hell, but the greatest prank call of all time.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And so good that he had to publicly apologize.
Oh,
Yeah,
dude.
His name
we got
is-
fined.
his
the
name is-
Falcons got fined.
Yeah, the Falcons organization.
Oh, the organization
for
got
not
fined?
protecting like what should be confidential
Yeah.
information
Shit.
well enough.
Yeah, that's
crazy.
Jax Albright.
That's so
No,
funny.
his son
Oh.
is Jax.
Jax Albright or Ulbrich.
And I think he's like, he's like
Yeah.
a 22-year-old like college
Yeah,
kid, and he
I'm
had
sure.
to publicly
He
apologize.
has released
crazy.
a
A
statement.
statement.
He doesn't
crazy.
even play sports.
No, he's probably at college. I don't know what he does, but
Dude, that's the best.
incredible.
And Shedeur, if you're out there, dude, I hate that you fell. I mean, I thought for sure he'd go in the 2nd round. I was like, they'll let him fall to the 2nd round to prove a point. Because I do think that there is some level of like, people have highlighted that this is racism. I'm not sure that it's racism so much as it's like every so often there is like one of these guys, like a Johnny Football or a Tim Tebow or
Right,
who's
which I
another
think
good example.
he's a much better fit for the
For
NFL
sure.
than those two
For
guys
sure.
specifically.
Colin Kaepernick fell into
But
this
there's
category
just
later.
there's a little bit of
There's
a
too much buzz going on around whatever you do.
yeah.
and
There's a sizzle to steak factor that is
Yeah.
unbalanced.
Yep.
And look, Shedeur, if you come across this podcast, best of luck, obviously.
Best of luck.
But dude, this is the universe humbling you, and just prove everybody wrong and make the Browns good somehow. That would be sick
Somehow.
as hell.
I just think that there was a
Just
lot.
don't get jerked off at massage parlors. You'll be
Why
fine.
not?
Well, or
What are you supposed to do though if you're a GM and
Why can't we get jorked off?
you
Well,
can.
it's-
You just got to make sure it's by the book.
yeah.
Buy the
It's not,
book.
you're not
Yeah.
you're not forcing anybody's hand,
Can
so
we
to
ask
speak.
you-
Oh, I
lady.
see, I
Is that
see,
what
I
he was
see.
doing?
Oh,
That's
I
what
see.
Deshaun
Deshaun
Watson was
Watson,
doing.
yeah.
Oh, I thought you were
Dang.
talking about
Do you want-
the owner of the Patriots.
He did.
Well,
He did it by the book.
He did. But that was
Did by the
B2B.
book.
He
Yeah.
did it by the book.
As business to
Which is
business.
why he
By
didn't
the
get
book.
in that much trouble. Whereas Deshaun Watson's like, come on, jerk me off.
Yeah, that's
And
not
some
good.
people might have been like, no, we don't do that here. And he's like, here's $1,000.
Yeah. Here's
Oh, right,
$1 million.
yeah.
Jerk me off now,
Yikes.
or whatever he
Yeah.
did.
Give me
I
a
wasn't
hand
there.
job.
Oh,
I just feel like if you're that rich, you could probably just have like a better situation.
I think
Yeah,
it's the game though. Just like the power.
yeah, it's the power.
Oh, it's always
That's what's
back to
fucked
the
up.
power. That's so
But
gay.
with Shedeur, there's also like Dion has been going around being like, I'm gonna coach. I'm gonna be the quarterback's coach. I'm gonna go coach wherever he gets drafted. Because people have been pointing out like, oh well, look at what Archie Manning did for Eli and for Peyton. And it's like, yeah, I agree with you, but he didn't also say, and then I should be the offensive coordinator.
Right.
And so I think they put all this weird pressure on all these NFL teams to be like, all right, if we believe Shedeur is the best quarterback in the draft and we take him, 7th overall, then that gives credence to this idea that I guess we have to make Dion a part.
Right.
Somehow.
That's some weird nepotism, kind of like almost like
Yeah.
reverse nepotism.
It's
It's
weird.
like wherever you're going, I'm getting a job there, son. Come on now.
Well, they're just everybody acting like the Sanders family played no role in this is ridiculous. Like, and that there is no benefit to, like you said, like just being humble, because the idea that this is racism is ridiculous. Like,
Wait, was the guy who did the prank phone call white?
No. Just that he didn't get drafted. A lot of people are saying the reason he didn't get drafted in the first round is because the owners are racist and they don't like a strong, confident
The
black.
first overall pick, by the way, is
first
Cam
overall
Ward
pick.
from Miami.
It was a black quarterback.
It's black gentleman.
Yeah.
Well, if I would
In the same position as Shadu or Sanders.
Oh yeah.
This might be wrong, but I would have bet every cent that the first person drafted was a black person.
Yeah, right.
It's just like
There's also, I think, a video of
what's happening.
Cam Ward and Shadur at like some sort of camp, like a quarterback's camp or or training together or whatever they were doing.
Yeah.
And at early on, 10 minutes in, they're like getting warmed up, and he's like, "I'm gonna get some water," and he's like, "You already need fucking water?" And he's like, "Yeah." And Cam Ward just starts talking shit about him being soft and stuff, and it's like, you know?
Yeah.
Well, and there's just something too. I mean, like he didn't show up to the combine.
Or no, he's like, he's like, "I need a drink," and he's like, we barely gotten started, and you already need water. He's like, "No, I'm not getting water. I'm getting Gatorade. They sponsor me." And he was like, "Yeah, I don't need any sponsors. I'm good." And he just starts shit talking.
That's
I was like,
That rules.
Dude, that's awesome.
stuff like
The
that.
pieces are falling into
Yeah.
place. So he
Good for him.
Stuff like
bailed
that
on
makes
the
the
whole
rounds.
He didn't go to the combine. They got blown the fuck up by BYU in their bowl game. He played terrible.
Yeah.
He didn't do great in his pro day. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, if you want to go in the first round,
where'd he play?
Colorado
And his dad's the coach.
State,
Colorado. No.
Colorado.
Oh, so
Yeah, and
nobody's
his dad's the coach. Yeah, and they.
Well, Colorado has become this like college football phenom because it's Deion Sanders, and he brought a bunch of people from UCF, right?
And like Lil Wayne or something.
Yeah,
Who,
he was at UCF. No,
who performed?
I forgot.
It's somewhere.
Was it Lil Wayne who came out of the game or something?
They've become like a brand of like playing cool, fun, flashy, like let everybody, put on the buffs and like do the thing. If you get an interception and you like make a big fun celebration out of it, and there's people that are like, people don't like Colorado because it's racist. Like,
Right.
no, it's because they have all this fun and they do like stuff that leans towards cocky, and then they go play BYU and get blown out by Mormon kids, and you're like,
Yeah.
well, yeah, what do you
Yeah, right.
win?
Yeah. Win.
Be awesome.
The truth is, I think
I
this
gotta piss. I'm
was-
sorry. Fuck.
I've definitely either heard somebody talk about it or whatever, but like it sucks too for the kids that were playing at Colorado before Deion got there.
Right.
You know,
He
because like
basically comes in
he
and
just
is
shows
like,
up and cuts everybody.
He's like, a lot of you guys aren't going to have a job because I'm
brings a
bringing all
whole
these
new
dudes.
football team, man.
That was
I don't
like one of the best pieces of advice I ever got from my dad. It was just real
Don't play
simple.
college football.
Nah, he just said, "Win."
Yeah, win.
That was
Just
just
win,
about, that's
baby.
it. That's
My
just
dad
that's
was,
it.
what's his name from the Raiders? Al.
Davis.
Just win, baby.
Yep. Win. I
Somebody
remember that.
should have told that guy, just get a better haircut. All right.
Yeah. He would
R.I.P.
say what he would say as an acronym. Win was what's important now, and then I would be like, and then I'd wait for a second. I'd be like, what's the what is important now? That's the guidance. I'm actually looking for that answer from
Incredible.
you. Like, no, it is what it is, and I'd be like, all right, cool.
That's solid, actually,
Yeah.
dude.
What's important now? The most vague piece of advice you could probably get.
That's it, dude. Just focus only on
You
the now,
figured
dude.
it out. Yeah, you figured it out.
I want to know what I wrote here. How hot LL was.
LL Cool J?
You think I wrote that down? LL Cool J?
Dude,
I was trying to see LL. Who's LL?
I don't know, but he apparently hot.
could have been. No, it's Lindsay Lohan.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Dude,
That's a horrible.
speaking
haircut.
of the Raiders.
No,
and Al
the
Davis,
Lost Ark.
The son, Mark Davis, who owns the Raiders now. Have you ever peeped him?
Just
what happened to
horrid
him?
haircut. Show the camera. Get up there and show him.
It's just a. All right, let me find the best.
It looked like
picture.
he flew too close to the sun.
How is that not the best picture?
Well, dude, there's so many.
They're all pretty good. So
Dude, that one picture looks like he got in that like rocket with fucking Katy Perry and opened up the window.
Yo,
and
do you
fucking
guys
got
think-
too close to the sun?
do you guys think that they went for real? I've seen so many videos.
Is there
It's
conspiracy
crazy.
theories about the rocket?
For real.
Like I've seen so many videos of people being like, "This whole thing is a green screen."
Oh,
Like
they
that-
could have just went to some studio in Hollywood, like
Yeah.
they film a music video and they're all like, "Oh my,"
Well, there's definitely the stupid video, and I think Jimmy Dore was showing it on his show, where Bezos is about to come up to the door with the big wrench that is
And it's just floppy.
The big
it's
wrench.
just a rubber cartoon wrench. No, he's coming up to it, and because he's like gonna ceremoniously let the ladies out of their prison,
And then they open it from the inside.
So, like, I think maybe Gail or Katy Perry had hit there's obviously an inside release in case you get stuck out in the middle of the fucking ocean or something. So they hit the release, and you see the door kind of open, and then hear people go, no, wait, and they close it back, and then Bezos does the thing. So there's like what you're asking is, if I'm understanding correctly, is how much funny business is there? Like, because clearly they're going. I think they were even admitting, like, they went to.
Yeah, they go high. They don't go to
high,
space.
but it's like 60,000 feet
Just
or
get
whatever
up
the
there.
fuck.
They just
go-
get up there.
It's called almost space.
Yeah, they
Right.
get up into the almost space.
It's almost. It's
Close
just,
only counts in horseshoes,
Up
hand
into
grenades,
the, up
and
into the high
space
firmament.
travel. Yeah. Could you guys see the ice wall, dude?
it's the cream of the earth, dude. The cream rises to the top.
The cream always. Right, sorry. But
Surprise release?
What's up?
You said something about a surprise release. What were you talking about?
No, I said.
Are we back on the Katy Perry thing?
Yeah, we're still
Back
on.
on.
We never
Never
got
left.
off.
Oh man,
Back in the highlights again, dude. What
she
do you-
kissed the ground.
Yeah, dude. I
Wow.
mean,
Why?
it's been done to death, but these ladies are insufferable, dude. Not
Yeah,
all
it
ladies,
hurts.
just these
Just the
specific
ones.
ladies.
Yeah, those ladies.
Just the
Gail
ones.
and Katy Perry,
Perry.
and, like everybody on that. Bezos's lady.
Lady Gaga.
Oh my god.
Well, no, Lady Gaga. At least
They
Lady
found-
Gaga wails, dude. That
true.
lady rips.
They found perspective in almost space.
Oh, that's the other thing
In
is there's
almost space.
they got up to almost space and were like, and then came back down and are talking about like you can't understand anything until you see how small it all looks.
Until
And
you've
it-
been in almost space.
and it's like you were there
Zoomed
for
out a little
10
bit.
minutes, and there's footage of you like taking pictures with flowers and shit.
Yeah.
Katy Perry's like taking selfies.
Instagram.
It's like, look out the fucking window
Yeah.
and shut up.
Yeah,
And that's just
it.
how out of touch or retarded these people are. Because it's like, yeah, no shit, we're small.
Everything's perspective, lady.
It's like we live in a galaxy. Yeah, there's trillions of them, lady.
Yeah.
I hit a lady this week who was stone cold arguing with me from the bottom of her,
Cold, dead heart. No,
cold,
just kidding.
whatever, like from the absolute pits of fury that she had in her. And she asked me, she said, "What is your source? What is the source for what you are citing?" I'll read it. And I was like, okay, here it is. Wikipedia.
Oh yeah, sure. That's fun.
It's just like,
Nice,
how
nice.
could you be so sure?
Yeah,
You don't even
yeah.
know the basic.
Well,
Yeah.
to be fair, we should explain that because Wikipedia famously sucks.
It
now.
does suck. It's lib as hell.
But it is also like there's crossover stuff where it's like even on Wikipedia, there's admissions of this.
Yeah, right.
Like this isn't even part of the thing that's trying to be like fudged around.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
well, the thing that I would normally trust says this, but also Wikipedia, like
But
this
also
isn't
just
even
like history.
right.
says
This isn't a point of contention.
Yeah.
There might be like some shady shit that's written on a green background with yellow font, and you're like, yeah, I understand why.
This is a
everybody doesn't
problem.
like this.
I'll take a stand here. This is not a sex-related issue, though. Men and women share.
Yeah, of
this
course.
issue. Like the problem is that we just got to be willing to learn. You got to be willing to learn. You got to be willing to hear somebody say something, and instead of going, I don't like that, go, wait a minute.
Yeah, dude.
Why do they think that? And
Take
Yeah.
10
know.
minutes, get a 60,000 foot view, take a bunch of selfies of you with a
fly
flower.
up
Yeah,
into the
yeah,
there's
yeah.
almost space.
Near
Yep,
space.
get up there.
Get near space.
And that's what these ladies probably now understand, having been to near space.
But it's like it's
They're like,
also
oh, I gotta stop arguing with my husband.
it's
That's right.
There's no way. There's no way.
Yeah,
right. I-
As soon as they
they're
get the chance to be like, fuck you never even been to almost
Yeah,
space.
yeah.
it's I saw this fucking meme where it's like, the one gorilla 100 men.
Oh,
it was
yeah.
100 women and accountability.
Those start. I saw another one that was like, it's like 100 toddlers and one pit bull. just so it's not all ladies.
Shit.
Congratulations to the internet.
I saw a guy made this big long video where he was like, I mean, he basically was just like, this scenario has happened all throughout history, and man has won.
We've won every single time.
Yeah, that's true.
He was like, if this were the case, gorillas would rule everything.
That's tight.
Is that fair?
I also saw one that was what is it? It's from like Batman versus Superman.
Oh, yeah,
and it's
sure.
like the 97th guy, and it's Batman in his huge armor suit choking Superman to death, and then he's like, "Why did you say that name?" And it's Harambe, and then Homegirl comes up and is like, "It's his mother's name."
That's great.
Yeah, dude. Now we're just quoting the internet.
That's awesome.
That's what podcasts.
What was the one I sent you? There was one that was like when you totally misunderstand, and instead of you fighting a gorilla, you're trying to get a gorilla to break 100, and it's a gorilla playing Go.
That's fun. That's good. That's good. Clean.
Fun.
Yeah.
It's a good time for memes, dude.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
tardigrades
Yeah,
are
that
gonna
means
outlast us all.
it's a good time for memes because we are on the precipice of the darkness.
The cliff. The absolute abyss.
Total darkness.
Cliff of the abyss.
The tardigrades, they'll outlast us all. The tardigrades will. Don't worry.
Retardigrades.
Yep, the tardigrades
I
will
wanted to
outlast us all.
simulate this little brain melter that somebody laid on me today or yesterday. But do you know that if you call something a civil war, that implies that the
Wait, civil?
yeah, like a civil
It sounded like you said silver.
civil war.
Civil
Okay.
War.
A war between
It's like the Silver Surfer.
countries or whatever, the same country. You would call it that if the uprising force loses, but if they win, it's a revolution.
Ah, that makes sense.
That's cool.
Yeah.
The Revolutionary War was still a civil war.
Right,
It was
but
fought here between people who lived here, but the
underdogs won.
underdogs won.
Ooh, dang.
Pretty
well. That'll make you think, dude. That'll make you think.
I
Pick
learned
up the
something
Bible,
today.
folks.
I didn't even realize
Pick
you
up the Word of
put
God.
your Bible
what
on
Bible
the table.
version
Sorry,
is
close
that?
phone.
It's all right. I'll go.
This is an ESV, I believe. No, New American Standard. You can have to
nice.
see it.
Nice.
Disgusting.
Yuck.
I don't know.
New American Standard is, I believe, pretty
It's
good. I think it's translated
ESV
directly
is the best,
from.
I think.
It's in New American and ESV, I believe, are both translated directly from the
Greek?
Yeah, the NIV is like the
Yeah, the NIV is clarified.
it's
from
bad. It's nearly
so-
inaccurate
from the
version is what some
It
people
might as
say.
well say the shit was lit, fam.
The message, though, that's the best one. The message is
that's-
like, yo,
that's the one I'm
dog,
thinking of.
Christ is fucking cool as shit, and this shit is fucking lit.
What's up?
Jesus walked around in some fucking Birkenstocks,
There-
motherfucker.
That's
There
what's
has
up,
to
dog.
be.
Jesus rolled up into the temple and was like, yo, what are these J's up to?
Flipping over Jay's tables, dude. There has to be a new interpretation that we are not hip to since we've been out of the
Probably.
game. That's legitimate.
Brother, I've always been in the game. Don't you let me in with you sinners, you fucking idiots.
You heathen motherfucker.
I love the King James version of the Bible. I love that King James was gay, and that he made David and Jonathan gay.
I think
Yeah, dude. King James. Not because he's gay, but because of the other stuff sucks.
Yeah, he was a weirdo.
It's a brave stance to take on the internet.
Wait, well, that was the guy who was like, he was like, yo, I'm trying to divorce these ladies because none of them can get pregnant when it was his poor seed.
You know,
That's what he said. But
Yeah.
really, it's because he was dumping all his good seed into No, I don't know. I have no idea. We're just saying things about King James.
I think Doge
King
and
Henry.
Elon Musk are rewriting
King
they're
Henry
doing a new
VIII, I
Bible.
believe.
oh yeah,
Yeah, I think there's like a lot of fraud and waste in the new Bible.
they got rid of Doge or whatever.
Yeah, I think he's rewriting a new Bible.
He's right.
Partner with OpenAI.
Listen, we don't have to fight about it, but
It's okay to disagree.
this is what is going on, dude? What's up with you, boy?
With which one?
The president of the United States of America, dude. When's the good?
Oh, Trump. Trump
I need
daddy?
the markets to turn around.
Yeah, he's crazy, dude. I think he's going off. I don't know.
Yeah, he's
I don't
just
think
being
nobody's
wild.
behind the wheel right now.
Bro, he
I think
just
we're just
hired
chilling.
some guy named Tarif, and it's really fucking people up.
Hey, you sicko.
Wearing
dude.
Timberlands. What are you talking
I'll take tariff. He was making a tariff joke.
Oh, good one. I'm dumb.
Tara, if I think is her name. Never hire a lady for a
I wouldn't
man's
do
job.
She's
They
sleeping with
they hired
1,001
Tara If, and
men.
now everything, all the
In
prices
one
are
Everything's
day.
gone to shit. No, I mean we dodged one, I guess, this morning or yesterday.
What'd we
That
dodge?
There was a bill that they were trying to pass
Yeah.
that was like, hey, no, you could get fined or do jail time if you protested Israel.
Nice.
What?
Boycott Israel.
Yeah, boycott.
Nice.
And as
Which is like, what do you mean?
as a friendly reminder,
I'm not buying falafel anymore.
we presently live in a state where you could not receive any sort of federal funding for your business if you have any sort of outward negative opinion on Israel.
What?
Whoa.
Uh-huh.
Since when did we
Almost
become
every-
giant pussies?
Almost every single state. There's only like 2 or 3 where that's not the case.
What the hell?
Damn, dude.
Yeah, brother. Why is that, you wonder, huh?
No way. Yahweh, they might say.
Yeah, I swear. Yeah, man. And Jeffrey Epstein was Mossad. So you put the
you do
pieces
that.
together.
I'm
Yeah.
just asking.
I didn't say
questions. I
anything.
didn't say nothing of
I'm
nothing.
just. Yeah, man. I
That's
mean,
crazy.
I think it's interesting because a lot of people are having to like sort of deal with it now with Trump as president. But the truth is like, look, this is what happened when Trump was president now, and then when Biden was president, and then when Trump was president in 2016, and then when Barack Obama was president. And we could just do this for forever. So for whatever reason, they got us by the nuts, I guess.
So
Something's going
And
on.
we just are just like, do whatever you want, and you can't say. I mean, right now, my opinion. I mean, our podcast will never be able to get. We can't be on PBS.
well, here's the thing.
Can't be on PBS.
PBS.
Can't
Since
be on
you're the one with scripture
PBS.
before us,
What you need to hear, bro?
I would like to know where it talks about where we need to fucking babysit those Israelites.
The word of God.
It doesn't, I'll tell you what, it
Say
doesn't.
that, I don't think.
I mean, that's just an honest question because it's just like I've always, growing up, it's like, we always got to side with Israel, and it's just like
Yeah.
I want
Righteous is the
fucking
king.
some more honey buns. Like, what are you talking about?
buns?
I don't know.
Well,
like,
look, here's the thing.
just as a child, like you got to support Israel.
I hope,
Yeah.
I hope
Four
If you're a
soups for a honey
Christian,
bun.
that was always the line,
But like
which was weird.
Yeah, but it's because. And again, this is not. I love Jewish people, and a lot of Jewish people did a lot of really
Yeah.
cool, awesome stuff. So it's not like Jewish people, but like there's a bit like in the 20s and the 30s, there's
Harvey
big
Weinstein. No.
swaths of white American Christians who were preaching like an idea that the end was coming soon, and that end was going to be World War II, and we had to get the Jews back to Israel so that Christ could come back. This is why this is happening.
they took an awful detour.
Well, no, I mean that would inevitably be the thing that would be the reason that we would go, oh, okay, yeah, they can definitely have it, you know. But even then, it wasn't theirs to have, and you know, I don't want to get in trouble on the internet, but like, you certainly just can't show up to somebody's house and be like, yo, this was my family's house a long, long time ago. You mind if I hang out here for a little bit? And then
Sure.
if they give you the hospitality to do so, then proceed to be like, this is my house now. You know, just like slowly over time, just be like,
Do you
this
know
is
who my
now
dad is?
house.
I grew up in this house. You mind if you give me a tour so I can get some memories? And then you're like, yeah, just kidding, get out.
Yeah, not even get out. Just kidding. You have to live in a closet. Just kidding. All your stuff has to be in this closet.
Right.
While me and all my homies live in this house.
Do you know what brings people together though? Is
Christmas.
Stouffer's stuffing.
9/11.
Stouffer's stuffing. We just gotta have a big Thanksgiving style meal between us and Israel and Hezbollah and Iran and Russia and China. Bring all the boys
Like we
together.
did with the natives.
Put them at the table. Yep.
Cornucopia style.
Let them work it out over a big heaping pile of Stouffer's
We hit the
family
you're
stuff.
saying
That
we do it old school. We hit the cornucopia.
Yeah.
See what he's saying.
There's like a massive dose of like psychedelics in there,
Absolutely.
Ooh.
and then they all
Now
have to
That might
face their
actually
demons.
fix
That
some
could
problem.
That-
Molly.
Molly.
Not Molly. Molly would be weird.
No,
I
Mo-
think straight
Molly.
MDA in the
Yeah.
pudding, dude. Now it's time for dessert, you motherfucker. And then they just start hugging.
Yeah, dude.
So hard, just so I can
Give
They
them that
would,
real-
really, they would really be able to talk out their problems.
Oh my
I'm
God.
telling you, man. It's easy.
I just hate you because I'm afraid, because I love you, because I hate you.
I just hate you because my dad said so, and I don't know what else to think because it's just like I don't know.
Does anyone have a sucker? My fucking mouth is so dry.
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I stopped paying attention to school in like 6th grade. I don't even know how to read. I don't know why they're letting me run this country.
It's true, dude.
There's a lot of pressure.
It's Gigi
They
Payne.
put
Can't
shit
even
on my
understand what he's
table. I
saying.
can't even read. I don't know how to read.
Are you talking about you now?
Anybody. Anybody, dude. We hit him with the Pilgrim's Progress. I like this, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
this. The cornucopia. Yeah, it's definitely.
We gotta trick them.
You gotta have some empathy for people that you don't really understand. You know, that's definitely
Literally
something you
and
gotta do.
figuratively. I don't
Yeah.
think you can understand Gigi Payne.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we need instead of greed for money, we need greed for gratitude.
I like
and,
it. Greed for gratitude.
Greed for peace.
Greed for peace.
Greedy for peace.
Get
dude.
greedy for
Get
peace.
Yeah, I'm
Get
so
peaceful.
greedy for peace.
We're greedy for peace with our radical gratitude.
Piece of my dick. All right, sorry.
Damn.
You guys were onto something, and I made
You
it about
ruined
my
it.
pee-pee.
You ruined it.
Greedy for pee-pee.
Dude, he's just jorking his hog over there.
Yeah. So anyway, and then I found out that the God is a lady this week as well.
Oh, lady said that?
Oh, really?
Ariana Grande.
I found it out. There's a lady part of God in the Bible
Oh,
that
where'd
I
you
didn't
see
know.
this?
Right, lady part.
The Bible.
What part? Like what book?
I think it's in Psalms.
Oh, Psalms. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Sophia.
Sophia. That's a
Oh,
great name.
I thought that was there was like a belief that was God's wife.
Right.
Yeah, I think I think the idea that I am hip to is that that is meant to represent
I believe it's also in Supernatural.
the Christ,
Yeah. Well,
the
I've seen,
feminine, the animal.
have you guys
Right.
seen Sophia Vergara?
Yeah, same deal.
Yeah. She's, yeah. I've looked at her and
If
been
you look
like,
at her, you say,
yeah.
"You believe God
You
is the
believe-
one."
I never wanted a motorboat God's tits so bad.
Damn, I didn't know God was a beautiful Latina.
Please don't strike this house with lightning. It's not their fault.
Do you believe God?
Chris
is
has
a
got to take
woman?
this. That's God. He's disappointed.
I will say, I
Hey,
had a-
Chris, I've just been checking in on the podcast, and I don't like any of that stuff you
Wow.
guys are saying.
I'm going to
I've
take
been a
a
man this whole time.
About your tits? No, about the J's.
hard left.
All right, please.
I left to go pee a moment ago, and when I sat down,
The little seat, right?
yeah, and I took a shit instead.
Oh, wow.
Diarrhea.
Dude.
You shit-
diarrhea?
you shit
Just-
through the
just-
tiny kid seat?
I mean, I sat down. I don't know if the little baby seat was down or not. I just sat the fuck down. I don't think I did because I probably would have pissed all over
The
it.
fact that you can't tell
The little baby seat is like...
speaks
Oh,
volumes.
it's like this big.
Then I would have been able to tell if that was the case.
God just shits all over the fucking bag of my toilet.
You go in there like, what?
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 Fuck happened? But I'm learning as I'm getting older. You
start to learn.
can't have 2 honey buns and then an espresso.
Yeah, that's right. You can't have 2 honey buns, brother.
I thought you were saying honey buns as a generality. You just want to eat honey buns?
No, I had 2 honey buns before I got here.
What was his name?
Hey.
You got me. I'm gay.
Hell yeah, dude.
What was his name?
Wow, man. Couple of honey
You
buns.
guys make me so mad.
You'll figure it out one day, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Just keep working hard, dude.
Just keep working.
Just keep pursuing your
Bro, I
scholastics,
just love
dude.
glazing buns.
So yeah, anyway, dark times ahead, guys.
Damn.
Obviously.
Dark times ahead. I took some pictures of the snake, so
Did you?
I'll post them. Yeah, my Zoom works pretty good.
Ooh,
I'll post them on the gram.
Doug Graham.
If you're out there, guys, and you listen to the podcast, Man, just pray. Just
Just so
continue to
hard.
pray.
This podcast is brought to you by Bet on Anything, literallyanything.com. Bet on one of the Black Popes. Put your bets in
Goddamn.
now, dude.
If we get a black pope, I might
Get a
in
t-shirt.
solidarity. Yeah, I might join the Catholic Church finally.
I might be Catholic, dude. If we get a Black Pope, that
I
would be
finally might
awesome.
give in. I think it's probably it's like one of those things that no one, it's a dirty little secret, dude. All white popes. No one wants to talk about it.
That is fucked up. And not
It's
even
crazy. It is crazy that no one's like, we need a black pope.
Never one time has anybody been like, shouldn't we have a black pope? Just this one time? Like,
Come on,
nah,
dude.
white
Well, I
pope.
think we need to start this revolution.
I mean, I've already said it. My family supports the Filipino Pope, despite all this hard black Pope talk. But I just think it'd be better for my family if we got a Filipino Pope.
Really for no reason at all, except for
I have my own personal reasons. I
I'm
just
a-
don't want to share them.
I'm a big slut for alliteration,
Yeah, I don't
so
wanna do it.
Filipino
Filipino
Pope
Pope,
is just
PP.
rolls off the
Well,
PP.
this is where we're wrong. I've been calling Filipino pope P the whole time. It starts with an F.
Well,
What?
No,
Filipino?
it depends on which language you're saying it from, dude. Which one you're writing it out from. The Philippines.
I Googled this.
The Philippines is PH.
Yeah, I know the Philippines are.
Wow, yeah, Filipino might be with a F.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's what I'm
shit.
saying. That's what I'm saying.
We're off Filipino Pope.
Filipino. Oh, no.
I told you, motherfuckers.
Black Pope all day, dude. Black Pope all day. Dude, if I don't get the alliteration, I don't want it.
That's right.
I don't want it.
BP.
FP?
No thanks.
Yeah. BP?
For peace. For peace. We've already got that FP, dude. We can't have another one. There's no room for that,
Yeah.
all that stuff.
Yeah.
Or get the Cars Pope. Bring
What
him,
if they
bring
could-
him into real life?
Is there a
Lightning
chance?
McQueen.
No, there's a
Never-
Pope in Cars, right? Isn't there memes about that?
There is, yeah. It's a Pope mobile. What's the chances they make the new AC the Pope?
AOC?
The Antichrist that I was
Oh.
telling you guys
Oh
about.
yeah, the Antichrist guy. I don't think it's very good. I mean, if I went on literally betonanything.com and put money
Towards the new
$10
AC.
on the Antichrist Pope, and he won, I'd probably get a pretty sick payout,
Hell of a
dude.
payout.
Yeah.
I like seeing the things that are like, Vatican confirms Drake May not one of likely candidates for Pope nomination.
It's a good time for me. But like you said, that's how you know we're fucked.
That's how you know we're fucked.
Everything's gonna be fine because it's all fucked.
When did Anchorman come out? 2003.
I think it was pretty close to 9/11.
Yeah. Things were pretty funny around the time the towers fell.
Let me Google. When did Anchor? I mean, eventually, four white guys on a podcast got to talk about Anchor.
Gotta talk about Anchorman. I'm just
I
saying.
can't believe we haven't brought it up.
You remember when Obama was president?
I'm proud of us.
Every single movie was 12 Years a Slave when Obama was president because things were fine. Things were okay.
Yeah, well, at least we
That was right. 2004.
04, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that 2001 to 2008, right up into the collapse, dude. A lot of funny movies. A lot of cool stuff.
That's true, dude.
Super neat.
So maybe we'll get that back at least as a
No, probably not.
consolation.
It won't happen because it's all happening way too fast. It already happened. All the cool stuff is already happening. We're back now to dog shit.
Now we're just stalling until Chris gets back so he can.
Oh, I watched Anora, and we haven't talked about that, guys. I watched Anora.
Okay.
What is it?
Academy Award
Means nothing.
for
What is it?
Best Picture winner. The film that won Best Picture, Anora. They're calling it the modern Pretty Woman.
I don't believe that whatsoever.
And I wanted to hate this movie with every ounce of my being. We watched it in two separate chunks, and the first 45 minutes is probably the most dog shit movie. Like, if it ended after 45 minutes, it took us like 3 weeks to even pick it back up because I was like, nah, it sucks. I don't think so. But basically, the first 45 minutes is just like, what will happen if you took Pretty Woman, where like a guy falls in love with a stripper or a prostitute or whatever, but instead it was like a girl from Long Island and she's like a real stripper, and instead of like a handsome cool guy, it was just like a retarded Russian kid.
Yeah.
And so it's just like this girl popping her pussy and like taking her clothes off and like being wild and stuff. So the first like 45 minutes of the movie is just basically porn, which weird to watch with your wife, I guess. And it didn't make a whole lot of sense. It was just like them partying or whatever. And then the back hour of the movie legit turned into like a pretty funny movie because it turns into a funny movie, I guess.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they lose the Russian kid.
Oh.
And because they're trying to annul the marriage because they get married in Las Vegas, so they're trying to annul this marriage.
Because his dad is
because his dad and mom and dad are just
or something,
powerful Russian people, and they're coming into town to scoop him up because he's been going crazy the past couple weeks.
Nice.
And they can't find him. So the whole thing just is these two Russian goons, this stripper, and then this this guy Igor, who's kind of like a silly Russian guy looking for the oligarch's son. And I thought that
also Igor.
Not Anya, I think is his name.
Anya.
And the last hour, I was like, God damn! I mean, I don't want to spoil anything, but
who cares?
it turns into a pretty fun. I was smiling and I cried at the end.
Whoa.
Her and Igor kind of fall in love.
Whoa.
In the process.
The stripper
and Igor, yeah. And Igor is a really soft-spoken, kind of dumb. He doesn't speak good English, but he's really sweet. And he's constantly sort of trying to take care of her while she's spiraling, being a stripper, being just some bitch from Long Island or whatever. Just oh my fucking God!
Oh my God, dude.
And at the end, he had stolen the engagement ring that Anya had bought her because they were gonna take it back and get their money back for it, and he gives it to her at the end, and it's this big 4-carat diamond ring, and then she goes to have sex with him, and then breaks down into tears. And just cries, and he just holds her, and I was just oh my God. So it's a little spoiler alert.
This is exactly what happens every time I try to have sex with my wife.
Or Honora, sorry, but it was pretty good. I mean, I was. There's a little scene at the end where they're sitting, her and Igor are sitting by the fire, just reminiscing about the past couple of days, and they do all the inside jokes from the whole movie. I'll censor it out, but it's in context. But there's a running joke where she keeps calling him.
Oh, okay. Right on.
But he doesn't know what it means because he doesn't speak good English.
I'm really sorry, guys.
And she's just Long Island trash. Dude, that's so sick.
Yeah. So it was decent. I would say 7.5, but it was better than I thought from having watched the first 45 minutes, which was dog shit.
Anytime something wins Picture of the Year, you got to be suspicious.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I thought it was a movie that was going to make me feel anxiety and all the weird things that Uncut Gems makes you feel. But instead, the movie ended, and I was oh, it was sweet.
What a sweet.
Nobody died. Nobody got killed. Nothing weird happens. It's all just it all just winds up being normal people trying to navigate this sort of weird. Our 21-year-old son is married a stripper. What do we do?
Yeah.
They just happen to be Russian oligarchs.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. And there's a scene at the end where she's screaming, Honora, the stripper, she's screaming at
That's a great movie.
Anya, you saw it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good, right? It was good.
Movie. Yeah.
She's screaming at the Anya's mother, the Russian. And she's saying all these horrible things about her. Honora is Anya's mother. And her husband, Anya's father, is just laughing hysterically.
That's funny.
And she's like, "What the fuck are you laughing at?" And he's just
That's fun as hell.
Yeah. It was cool. It's a good movie. I liked it. So that killed just enough time for us to end this podcast, dude.
Chris.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
Chris, send us out. No, give us 10
solid minutes.
7 minutes uninterrupted.
I apologize. I had to leave. I just got one of those motion detection alerts on my phone. Yeah. I don't know. Some guy escaped from this cage I have in my basement.
Oh, you hate
One of the guys
when
got
that
out.
happens.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
One of the boys.
All right, we're going to throw to you, Chris, for the Chris Moody Power Hour.
Guys, believe in yourselves. I love you. I know you guys listen to this podcast looking for hope. I know you may or may not get that from this, but we want to know. But we just want to know that we love you, and we do appreciate you guys. Like and subscribe, or go to hell. So.
Peace.
Black Pope.
Black Pope. Black Pope. Son.